okay.
Hi, I'm Donald Trump, and I want to make America great again.
We want to hear about what you want to do to help America with coronavirus.
Well, we got hit hard with that coronavirus. I call it the China virus because it came from China. As a response, I closed travel from China, and I started Operation Warp Speed to deliver a vaccine which should be ready by the end of the year. And we provided billions of dollars for relief for Americans and the businesses.
China.
What is a relief package?
We're going to build the wall.
Well, in the relief package, it's a beautiful relief package, you see. We got $400 per week to out-of-work Americans, student loan relief for students, and eviction protection for renters and homeowners so they couldn't be thrown out if they couldn't pay their rent.
Wow, Biden didn't talk much about. He said you didn't want to do anything. When do you want to return to normal?
Oh, well, as soon as possible.
Wow, you listen, don't you? Some people say that you don't care if people wear masks. Is that true?
Wrong.
I've never said anything to anyone about don't wearing a mask. But I do believe that everyone is responsible to make their own decisions with their own health. That being said, I've always encouraged others to follow the CDC guidelines.
Some believe that there is a second wave. What are you doing to make sure that there's enough PPE?
Well, we've done a lot so far to make sure that the frontline responders and critical care patients have everything they need. But we are also making sure that all American companies are supplying and working hard to supply enough PPE for all Americans.
What do you want to do about all the jobs that have been lost?
You are fake news.
Well, if you've seen already, a lot of jobs have been created because of my stimulus package. And now we're in a V-shaped recovery, and we'll be back to the lowest unemployment like we've had before, the China virus.
China.
There's a problem about people going hungry. What are you going to do about that?
You see, we've already approved more than $545 million for the coronavirus relief assistance program, food assistance program that delivers food to those in need.
You had corona. How are you doing now?
Thank you for that question. Yes, I had it, my wife had it, my son had it, Barron, and we feel good. And we feel better than ever.
Now that you had coronavirus, do you see things differently?
Well, you see, I was also given some experimental therapeutics, and it really worked well. I'm hoping that these kinds of drugs will be available for everyone. I want to make sure I make them available for anyone that don't, and I want to make sure that people aren't scared, and that we can beat this virus that came from China.
When will we get a vaccine?
Good question. I think we're going to have a vaccine approved by the end of this year, and I'm working with the military to ensure that it goes to all Americans as soon as possible.
So, okay now, we're going to switch topics and talk about gun control. Do you believe in the Second Amendment that all Americans should have guns?
Don't be rude.
I do believe in the Second Amendment, and all people have the right to protect themselves from dangerous people.
How do dangerous people get guns?
Well, you see, every state has their own background checks for guns, has their own process. And I want to make sure that dangerous individuals do not get guns.
How do we stop school shootings?
Well, we find that most school shootings were from people who suffered from mental problems. I believe that the best way to stop someone who walks into a school with a gun to hurt other people is to train teachers, experts, to use guns and to protect the children in the schools.
What are you going to do about the topic of gun control?
Well, that's a good question. I will continue to strengthen the background check system like I did when I passed the NICS Act into law in 2018 to ensure that guns are kept out of the hands of criminals.
What about elderly people's rights?
Yes, it's very important, I signed the legislation to repeal Obama's administrative policy that hindered elderly citizens ability to exercise their Second Amendment rights. So we fixed that. So now they feel like they can act on that and protect themselves.
So why does the National Rifle Association support you as a candidate?
Well, because they know I support the Second Amendment, and they make sure the people who want guns have places to learn about guns.
So do you think that people should have access to the military assault weapons?
Well, I've heard both sides of that story, and I'm willing to look at that. But I think that states should control who should buy and what kind of weapons they should buy.
Do you go shooting with guns?
Well, right now, I'm very protected by the Secret Service, so I don't need to carry a gun. But when I was a private citizen, on occasion I would.
So does anyone in your family shoot with guns for a sport?
Well, yes, my sons enjoy hunting for sport. And I think that that is just fine for anyone who wants to enjoy hunting and fishing in our great, beautiful American wild.
Why does the Founding Fathers create a Second Amendment?
Well, you see, before the Revolutionary War, citizens used guns to protect themselves against the British. So the amendment was created to give those same citizens the ability to fight back against the government that would try to take away their rights and rule over them.
Thank you, Mr. President. See you next time.
Thank you, and God bless America.